Practicing mindfulness. We're on practicing participating. These are mindfulness skills for getting back a hold of your mind when you're feeling close to the edge of panic, or maybe even outside the panic zone and into that really super uncomfortable space on the outside. So comfortable learning, panic. I have to go for a walk. My dog is starting to make me feel like in a panic because I need to go for a walk and take him for a walk. But I want to do this. So here we go. When you're out of control, ways to get your mind back. Ideas for practicing participating. Participate, mindful, down. See, his name is mindful. Every time I say that, he thinks I'm talking to him. I'm not a teacher. I am a former DBT client. I found the skills really helpful. I'd like to get the energy out there and also give myself some kind of constructive something to do that feels constructive, whether it is or not. Watch at your own risk. That's what I'm trying to say. Mental health patient, not mental health counselor. Participate with awareness of connection to the universe. Focus your attention on where your body touches an object, floor or ground, air molecules, a chair or armrest, your bed sheets and covers your clothes, etc. Try to see all the ways you're connected to and accepted by that object. Consider the function of that object with relation to you. That is, consider what the object does for you. Consider its kindness in doing that. Like the air molecules coming into your lungs. You can think about your air and be like, thinking about, that is so kind that the air comes into my lungs and fills up my lungs and gives me some breath and goes into my bloodstreams and fills my body, and then, does whatever air does out there, which I can't remember the pathology right now. Or not the pathology, but the AMP. But consider the kindness in doing that. Because I would say, from my own perspective of feeling like, this is a religious little aside, doink, that you're considering, in a sense, if you're feeling like that, you're feeling like the kindness of God, because God is that air and made the air, and there we are, and we have the air, and so it's just sort of like a tiny little microscopic gratitude that you can do. Molecular gratitude. Everybody's doing molecular gastronomy. Anyway. Okay. So we've considered the kindness. Then we can experience the sensation of touching the object and focus your entire attention on that kindness until a sense of being connected or loved or cared for arises in your heart. And it gets easier to do. Everything is easier with practice. So when you practice, it gets easier to generate that. And if you're generating it, it's totally valid, because of course I drilled my various teachers, what if I'm making it up? If I'm the one that's making it, is it valid? Is it valid? Yes, it's valid. If you're generating the feeling and the feeling is in you and it's making you feel better, it's a valid feeling. Examples. Focus your attention on your feet touching the ground. Consider the kindness of the ground holding you up, providing a path for you to get to other things, not letting you fall away from everything else. Focus your attention on your body sitting and touching the chair that you sit in. Consider how the chair accepts you totally, holds you up, supports your back, and keeps you from falling down on the floor. And this is terrible, but whatever, I'll redo this one. And there is, I'm just going to say again, that everything is peace through strength, and you get stronger and get the peace in your life by being strong. And there will be people out there, possibly there's the potential for just like disruption of every single thing that's good. We all know this. So it's crooked, but at least it's not wobbling. Okay. Focus your attention on the sheets and covers on your bed. Again, like when you're in snuggly and you feel snuggly, it's good to just be like, I'm so snuggly, and that's so cool. So consider the walls in your room. Definitely, I feel like considering walls right now, because walls are such a controversy, apparently nationally and personally. So definitely consider the walls in the room and how they keep the wind out and the cold and the rain, and be grateful for the parts of them that do it, even if they're not complete. And yeah, think of how the walls are connected to you via the floor and the air in the room. Experience connection to the walls that provide you with a secure place to do things, and then go hug a tree, because go hug a tree is the next thing. But think about it. Think about those walls and be like, you know what? Yeah, they connect to the air, and they keep the air out. They keep the nice air in. Yeah, experience your connection to the walls that provide you with a secure place to do things. Go hug a tree. Think of how you and the tree are connected. Life is in you and in the tree, and both of you are warmed by the sun, held by the air, and supported by the earth. Try and experience the tree loving you by providing something to lean on or by shading you. And I'm just going to admit right here that my very first friends before I went to kindergarten were definitely the trees, and also my very first enemies. So I had like friend trees and not so friend trees, and this whole imaginary little universe. Yep. And I became poor, and I didn't have my own personal park anymore. Another way to practice participating is dance to some music. Sing along with the music you're listening to. Sing in the shower. Sing and dance while watching TV. Jump out of bed and dance, or sing before getting dressed. Or do jumping jacks. If you're not into dancing, just like jumping jack for joy. Go to a church that sings. Yeah. And join in the singing. I wish we had choirs all over the place. Play karaoke with friends or at a karaoke club or bar. Throw yourself into what another person is saying. Go running, focusing only on running. Play a sport and throw yourself into playing. Become the count of the breath, becoming only one when you count one, becoming only two when you count two, and so on. I don't think that would work for me, but it's worth a try. I haven't done these. I just do them. Become a word as you slowly say the word over and over and over. Take a class in improvisational acting. I tried that once. Take a dance class. I tried that once too, and that was a lot more fun. The acting, of course, like I couldn't even say my part. It was horrible. Horrifying. Yep. And that's the end of that. Ideas for practicing participating. Next are ideas for practicing non-judgmentalness.